All right, gentlemen, this is it. We run through the manifest one last time, then it's go time. Stay focused.
An American tanker, Persian Gulf. An Iranian strike sets it ablaze. Sirens blare across the aircraft carriers. Not a training alert, a real one. The kind that changes everything. Within seconds, vertical launch cells open on the escort vessels. Tomahawk cruise missiles tear off the decks one after another. Every smoke trail in the sky represents a target inside Iran. Radars, command posts, launch sites, anything capable of firing at an American. The carrier strike group shifts to maximum combat readiness. This is no longer deterrence. This is action. Aboard the escort ships, sailors sprint to their defensive positions. Armories open, equipment distributed, stations manned. On the superstructures, snipers set up their rifles on elevated platforms. Their mission is simple. Nothing gets close. Not from the air. Not from the sea. On the lower deck of the carrier, the Marines receive their briefing. Fast, direct, brutal, destination, transport, actions on arrival. No unnecessary questions. No delays. Officers state the facts. Soldiers listen. The briefing lasts under 5 minutes. They already know what it means. This is where everything shifts. Here is what Tehran failed to calculate. By targeting that tanker, Iran did not simply strike a commercial vessel. It triggered a coordinated military response. Immediate, calculated, devastating in its precision. On the upper deck, machine gun crews load ammunition belts into weapons mounted along the railings. Belts feed through the receivers. Weapons charged, hot, ready. Soldiers carrying shoulder-fired anti-aircraft systems climb to the upper decks. They take position. They cover the sky. Every angle, every sector. The entire horizon is under surveillance. Binoculars sweep left to right. Sniper scopes track anything that moves on the water or in the air. Once the machine guns are loaded and locked, the crews fire short controlled bursts into clear water. Not to kill, to confirm. Correct feed. Perfect cycle. Brass casings bounce across the deck plates. Remember this detail. Every weapon on every ship in the strike group confirmed operational in under 20 minutes. The entire battle group is now at maximum combat readiness. Below the flight deck, mechanics complete final preparations on the fighter aircraft. Missiles mounted under the pylons. Fuel tanks topped to the brim. Avionics run through final checks. Control surfaces inspected one last time. The first aircraft rolls out, and a V-8B Harrier II. The pilot taxis to the runway, builds power, and takes off horizontally. The transition is immediate. He climbs and disappears toward his assigned sector. Behind him, FAE-18 Super Hornets begin rolling onto the flight deck one after another. Each hooks to the catapult. Full power. Launch. They climb into the sky and bank toward their assigned zones. 3 objectives. Precise. Non-negotiable. First objective, intercept and destroy any incoming missiles targeting the naval group. Second objective, establish air superiority along the corridor the Marines will use to reach Allied bases. Guarantee safe passage for transport aircraft. Third objective, strike enemy military installations. Radars. Launch sites. Command posts. Anything representing a threat to coalition forces in the area. 3 objectives. Zero ambiguity. Zero tolerance. On the flight deck, the Marines move toward the V-22 Ospreys positioned in the forward section. They file up the rear ramps in single columns. They sit. They strap in. Full combat load. Rifles. Body armor. Packs. Ammunition. The Ospreys start their engines. Rotors spin up in helicopter mode. One by one, they lift off the deck. Rotors tilt forward. They gain speed, heading for the Allied bases. A second group of Marines boards a transport helicopter through the side door. Same equipment. Same combat load. The helicopter lifts off and follows the same route as the Ospreys. Same destination. Same mission. But here is what no one sees from the Iranian shoreline while the Marines lift off. Defensive preparations aboard the carrier continue without interruption. Every machine gun position rechecked. Anti-aircraft missile crews confirm their systems are tracking and ready to fire. On the flight deck, attack helicopters are being armed. Door-mounted machine guns. Ammunition loaded. These aircraft will fly alongside the Ospreys and transport helicopters carrying the Marines. Armed escort for the entire flight. If Iranian drones appear along the route, the helicopter gunners engage and shoot them down before they reach the transport aircraft. The naval group remains at maximum alert. Every weapon manned, every radar actively scanning, every aircraft either airborne or ready for immediate launch. Here is what Tehran triggered without calculating it. Not a symbolic retaliation, not a show of force for the cameras. A war machine deployed according to its actual procedures. Every element of the carrier strike group executing its role with precision built over decades of training and operations. This is not a film. This is not a simulation. A tanker burns in Iraqi waters of the Persian Gulf. Tomahawks streak toward Iran. Fighters patrol the sky. Marines fly toward their positions. And the entire carrier strike group waits. Ready. Tense. Fingers not far from the triggers. Iran struck a civilian target. America responded with its full military response chain in under 20 minutes. Remember that number. Less than 20 minutes between the strike and full battle group operational readiness. That is the difference between a trained military and an improvised one. Either Iran backs down and negotiates before the next Tomahawk salvo launches, or Iran continues and this Persian Gulf becomes the stage for a direct confrontation between two forces whose asymmetry cannot be ignored. Iran's response defines everything that follows. And meanwhile, the Super Hornet circle, the radars sweep, the anti-aircraft missile crews watch the sky. Nobody sleeps aboard that carrier. Iran did not see it coming. Iran did not calculate it. Iran did not anticipate it. That is why this night changes everything in this Gulf. The escort destroyers hold their formation around the carrier. No gaps, no blind spots. Every vessel covers its neighbor's sector. The geometry is calculated for one reason. No Iranian missile reaches the carrier without first crossing a wall of defensive fire. The Phalanx CIWS systems rotate in automatic mode. Active radars. Rotary cannons loaded. Anything closing within 2 kilometers. The system fires alone. No human order required. 4,500 rounds per minute. Continuous. That is the last line of defense. Nobody wants to reach it. Inside the carrier's command center, screens glow in the darkness. Dozens of operators monitor live data. Tomahawk trajectories mid-flight. Fighter positions on patrol. Radar signals intercepted from Iranian territory. Everything tracked. Everything plotted. Nothing escapes the strike group sensors. An officer flags a contact. Iranian radars just activated along the coast. Signal type identified in under 30 seconds. Fire control radar. Someone in Iran is pointing a weapons system directly at the naval group. The response is immediate. A Super Hornet receives the coordinates. He banks toward the target. Pilot locks on. Waits for clearance. It arrives in under 2 minutes. Missile away. The Iranian radar disappears from screens 30 seconds later. That is how this Gulf operates tonight. Every threat identified. Every threat neutralized. No delay. No hesitation. No second chance for the adversary. Meanwhile, the Marines have landed. Ospreys touch down at Allied bases across the region. Rear ramps drop. Soldiers file out in rapid columns. Full combat load. Weapons ready. Liaison officers waiting on the ground. Immediate briefing. Positions assigned. Sectors locked. Less than 1 hour after lifting off the carrier deck, these Marines are fully operational on the ground. That is American power projection. Not a speech. Not a diplomatic warning. Armed soldiers boots on the ground in 60 minutes flat. Iran has spent 30 years watching this machine. 30 years studying its procedures. 30 years building asymmetric strategies to work around it. But tonight, the machine runs exactly as designed.
All right, gentlemen, this is it. We run through the manifest one last time, then it's go time. Stay focused. The weather at the LZ is clear. Stand by for the order to the flight line.
Iranian submarines, open ocean, one target, the U.S. aircraft carrier. The sea looks calm, too calm. Dawn is approaching, 5:12 local time.
Stand up! Hook up! Check equipment! Go! Stand up! Hook up!
Sound off for equipment check.
Go! Go!
Hook up your static lines.
Green light. Go.
Anything on the NVGs? Negative. Still clear. Check your 6. We move on the signal. Execute. Breach. Moving in. Cover right. Clear left. Best.